name is more affectionately known as Roza. I'm the presidential candidate for PASMA. Basically, I'm a third-year final year student in the Political Sciences Department in the Arts Faculty, and I'm running under the banner of the Pan-African Student Movement of Azania, which is an organization established in 1997 here in the S1 building in our very own UWC. And right now, we have reached an evolution for students where we've identified that PASMA is and has always been the only option for students at UWC and all other campuses around the country. First of all, I'm motivated because I chose to join a very progressive organization named PASMA. It was in my first year where I realized that the only student voice, the only student vanguard on campus was PASMA. And I was motivated because of the culture, because of the unity, and because of the transparency and accountability of the organization. And therefore, that passion transferred to a passion of student leadership, which right now I've evolved from coming from being a branch political commissar, being a Deputy Secretary General of the SRC in 2013, and also being chairperson in this current year, and finally being the presidential candidate for this year. So I think up until this point, I've been groomed by PASMA to be able to safeguard the student interests. And at this stage, I think the experience that I've gotten from students themselves, from student consultation, student engagement, is what I can use in going forward as being a PASMA president and a president of the SRC in the coming year of 2015. It's an interesting question, given the fact that this year was perhaps the most excruciating year for students on our campus, and given the sense that no one on campus was willing to be able to represent students, no one was willing to protect students until PASMA came to the fore and was able to speak out. And even then, we knew that we had an SRC who was in office, we had a CHC which was in office, but did not advocate for students. And the current scenario gives us an idea that what we need is representation, what we need is protection, what we need is transparency. Ultimately, what we need is PASMA. And as PASMA was saying, that we're going to go back to the basics, back to the roots of student consultation, back to the roots of saying that we need not come through with a mandate without getting it from the students. And at this stage, that is what the current situation has taught us. It is very flawed for any student leader, any leader in any spectrum, to be able to see flaws and not want to actively fix them, but rather just bash other people that have committed those mistakes. So us as an organization is to just take forward what other people have done wrong, and even if they've done anything right, to be able to carry those gains forward. And as an organization, progressively so, we are committed to change, we're committed to progress, and we're committed to a transparent and SRC and CHC in this coming year of 2015. Generally, if students were listening to my manifesto, unfortunately it was a very raucous kind of event. But what we're bringing to the table is student unity. What we're bringing to the table is student integrity, and what we're bringing to the table is an understanding that students at UWC have cultural diverse engagement. And no one in the university is actively addressing that. And what we're bringing to the table is to be able to unify students, not on the basis of race, not on the basis of color, not on the basis of creed or social class, but to unite them culturally and to make sure that they understand that being a UWC student comes before being black, being white, being colored. Because ultimately we believe in only one race, and that is the human race.
Yeah, my name is Cleo. I'm a master's student now, but studying the socio-economic impact that NGOs, sporting NGOs have in previously disadvantaged communities. I'm also the captain of the UWC soccer team. Yeah, that's about it.
Okay.
You know, I think at UWC we pride ourselves in the fact that we're so culturally diverse. But then a lot of the times you see, if you walk around on campus, cultures that have similar traits, they stick within their group. So I think that's a little bit of a problem, because I think with more social integration in between cultures, I think for South Africa in a whole, we can achieve so much more. I mean, I was lucky because I played soccer for the school, and obviously through sports you're forced to interact with different cultures. And I mean, I think the main problem with, let's say, subtle racism in the country is that it's basically the people that haven't been exposed to each other, especially here in Cape Town. So I think as PASMA, we would like to see more integration on campus, and that's basically what I wanna achieve if I must get elected SRC.
I'm Remengo, coming from King Williamstown, a small orientated town in the Eastern Cape. Went to Dal College Boys. Looking back at Dal College Boys, I was the deputy chairperson for the Library Society. I was chairperson for 4 years in the Poetry Society. I was deputy chairperson for the Sandless South African Blood Bank Service, peer promoters group. I was a prefect. I was an all-rounder. Then soon after I elevated all my leadership roles at UWC, further becoming a corridor rep first, and then becoming SOSR chairperson. And then after that, I was looking also at the UWC branch of the South African Blood Bank Service, basically heading the peer promoters group, just encouraging people to donate more blood and put back to society. Like it's an outreach that's non-funded that makes people actually comfortable to save a lot of lives in South Africa. Basically, PASMA wants to advocate for less open door policies and more constituents going to the people, trying to interact with the people, hear their grievances at a daily basis, and get a feedback from them on what's lacking so that we can elevate there. Because UWC and PASMA is the constituency that stands forward for students. And then it's not good advocating for people that you don't actually enrich to. So our goal is just to communicate more with them, interact more with them so that they feel more comfortable coming to us, talking about us about their grievances, and so that we can tackle them as they come all the time. Basically, I'm a very open book, as you can see. I'm someone who goes out to the people, interact more. So I think by me being in leadership there, already people will feel more comfortable seeing a face that they're familiar with, that they normally sit with and talk to. So the way we're planning on increasing participation is actually, like I said, going to people, interacting more with them, advertising the sporting codes, and making sure they all seem a bit more traditional, and increase the competition amongst even first-year residences, like the competition between Kasenga and Cecil. That already arouses a lot of participation. So increasing that in all UWC reses actually brings about the change we necessarily want. So people will come more participating since they want their residences to be top of everything. So more advertising of the sporting codes and more actually administrative things on the sporting codes, making them traditional on social networks so that the students know how important all sporting codes are, and then they will want to participate more.
Thank you.